Good evening, everybody. This is W1RCP, and we are going to kick off this FCC ham exam study. We have a pretty big crowd this evening. That's pretty exciting, and looking forward to seeing what we can do. So this starts off at hamtesttrivia.com, and I'm putting that in the chat right now for those of you that need the link. hamtesttrivia.com/play.php. And again, typing, I'm sitting at a weird angle, but I think we got it in there. You can click that link to go ahead and get started. And hey, this is for everybody, whether you're just starting out, or if you have your extra and you just need to study up on the latest and greatest of what's in ham radio. And holy cow, we've never made it this far. That's some PSK 31 going on there. So let me go ahead and get out of here. And this is how it's going to go down. We will take you guys to hamtesttrivia.com. And you'll put your call sign, or if you don't have a call sign, that's okay. Put a name. Teenagers, you put those crazy things in there, and we'll all laugh. Now, I can see who's taking the test with us, and we won't embarrass you too bad. So tonight I'm playing Always Pick C. I'm not going to put any answers. I will read the questions. I'll probably make some commentary, but definitely it's a Always Pick C night for me. Then there will be a code. You'll look to that hand there. It says W1RCP. Doesn't matter if it's in all caps or not. Dash, and then there'll be a set of numbers, and that'll line us all up. Once you see the numbers, though, when I go to the next screen, make sure that you get it ready, but you don't hit go. Oh my goodness, are you ready? I am freaking excited tonight. Alrighty, so I'm going to show you how I log in, and this is what I have to do. I got to go to hamtesttrivia.com. You guys will hit this play button if you didn't click the link in the chat, and yours will look sort of like what was on the screen just a minute ago. I'm the facilitator, and so we'll put in W1RCP and my super secret password that I don't think that I'm gonna be able to win. So we're starting off with, don't hit go yet because it won't work if you hit go at this screen. We're starting off with technician, and I am going to paste that code into the chat. Boom, there it goes. We're going to put that code in the chat and see what happens. Well, I'll be danged. There's a park I need, and we started the live stream. Oh, well, that's what I get. And here's your code, W1RCP-39792. And so you can see that we got KO4NLL. Well, hey, Kyle, if you'll ask my wife where she got the birdcage chair from, she'll tell you. Amazon. There's no kickback for the bird. That's no birdcage. Y'all keep it PG. Y'all keep it PG, guys. All right, this is a family-friendly show. So we got Eddie, we got Cheryl Lynn, and we have Winner Chicken and Winner Chicken Dinner. You got truncated. 20 characters is all that thing will take. 20 characters. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys get logged in. This refreshes every 30 seconds, so I'm not quite sure who will be in by the time we start reading these questions, but For those of you that are already in, of course, this is not like any other trivia. Yes, the grinders, you will do I click to begin yet? Yes, you can go ahead and click to get in. It is live. So this is the technician exam, and technicians have a smaller pool to pull from. And so there's only 7 questions on this trivia round. So I'll read the questions, and I'm going to always pick C. Except for some specific restrictions, what is the maximum peak envelope power output for technician class operators using frequencies above 30 megahertz? We did hear this question the other day. Now, I am 100% positive that peak envelope power is what pops out of the back of your radio or your amplifier. And effective, it's EIRP, Lord knows, effective isotropic radiated power, I think is what it is. That's what pops out of your antenna. So there's a lot of gain and loss that is that goes with that. You know, you have the loss of your connectors, because connectors do tend to lend to a little bit of loss. You have the loss from your coax, and then you have maybe loss in your antenna if it's not tuned correctly. So your choices are 50 watts, 100 watts, 500 watts, or 1500 watts, or 1.5 K. Clickbait. Yeah, I'm guilty. One time I have 1 strike against me on YouTube for clickbait. Okay, so we're going to move on down. Remember, I'm just choosing C. You guys choose the right answers. All right, this is Technician Section 2, Subsection B, Question 10. Which Q signal indicates that you are receiving interference from other stations? And your choices are QRM, QRN, QTH, and QSB. I'm going to click C. And hopefully by me not talking a whole lot, we'll get through a few more of these tonight. And if you want to throw some answers, if you'll copy and paste, if you can. If you can't, it's okay. Let us know what question you're on, though, if you do want to give an answer. All right, what is a likely cause of irregular fading of signals propagated by the ionosphere? Is it frequency shift due to Faraday rotation, interference from thunderstorms, intermodulation distortion, or random combining of signals arriving via different paths? Always pick C. And hey, you guys can throw up some answers in there too. I also like to say throw up. That sounds funny. Put your answers in the chat room if you want to participate. If 3 is randomness, always randomness with the ionosphere. And this is coming from somebody who in a video about a year ago said she doesn't have any clue what we're talking about here. But thank you so much, the Grinders, for dropping in. I like that you changed your name. You were Jonathan Grinder last week. This is Technician Section 4, Subsection Alpha, Question 10. What function is performed with a transceiver and a digital mode hotspot? Is it communication using digital voice or data systems via the internet? FT8 digital communications via AFSK? RTTY encoding and decoding without a computer? High-speed digital communications for meteor scatter? Always pick C. Okay, I'm getting close to the end. In the chat room, if you guys will let me know when you've submitted your answers for the test, so that, or the test. All right. So Christy says hotspot equals internet. Hey, you must be a good test taker. Technician Section 5. Subsection C, Question 1. What describes the ability to store energy in an electric field? Okay, looks like most folks have submitted. You got inductance, resistance, tolerance, or capacitance. I will always pick C. I'm almost done too. What electronic component allows current to flow in only one direction? Not the band. Is that a resistor, a fuse, a diode, or a driven element? I'll tell you that a driven element has something to do with a Yagi antenna. Alrighty, and section 7, subsection alpha 02, question 2 from this subsection. Yes. Yes, it does. I'm going to get one right. What is a transceiver? Is it a device that combines a receiver and a transmitter? Oh my God, Christy. A device for matching feed line impedance to 50 ohms. A device for automatically sending and decoding Morse code. Or a device for converting receiver and transmitter frequencies to another band. So I've gone with always pick C. And you're going to see that I probably only got a 10%. Oh, forgot. This ain't 10 questions, so I got a 15. Alrighty, guys. Rob Gaming says he's just here to watch. Oh, come on, man. You could participate. Alrighty, so I'm just scrolling through real fast. You saw on your screen what the answers were. Let's get the stats and see who's in first so far. All right, well, it looks like Eddie, KO4NLL, and Cheryl Lynn have a 100. Winner, Chicken Dinner has not submitted their answers. My wife, Ashley, says she made a 42. So what if I hit refresh? Can I refresh? Okay, so maybe that one didn't get in there. Okay, so nah, there's no cheating. Those were easy questions. Oh my God. Yeah, I have no idea who some of these people are, but it's okay. Let's start a new game. We're going to do one more technician, and then we will mosey on. You know what? Those buttons don't work down there. I'm going to have to fix that. Oh, feed them the answers. All righty, here we go. W1RCP-94827. Well, Cheryl Lynn, you did a fantastic job, but on the test, you cannot be fed answers. In fact, if that person is your VE or volunteer examiner, they cannot administer your exam. But hey, if he's feeding you right answers, he or she's feeding you the right answer, then guess what? You'll remember them. I'm just here to what? So that would probably be Rob, which that's my kid. He likes my all right, hey, we got 4 folks in here quickly, and that's awesome. Let's go ahead. I'll start reading these again. W1RCP, boop, always pick C. Yeah, well, you know, cheating is really a good test-taking strategy if and only if you're good at cheating and not getting caught. But the FCC does have it in writing that if they suspect that you cheated, they will call you to their office and make you take the test again. Now, I don't have the proof in front of me, but there is proof. Hey, it wouldn't be a YouTube video of W1RCP if there wasn't a dishwasher or wash machine or dryer going off. Okay, so we're starting with question 1. When is willful interference to other amateur radio stations permitted? Is it to stop another amateur station that is breaking the FCC rules at no time? Let's not get into specifics. Don't call me out. Go do your research, Oliver explains. At no time. When making short test transmissions, at any time, stations in the amateur radio service are not protected from willful interference. You know, that's a new question. We've never seen that before. Now, please keep in mind that I am always pick C. You guys, it's your competition. So far, the cheater and one other person are in the lead. How is VHF, UHF oh, there's an A right there. I missed it. How is a VHF, UHF transceiver's reverse function used? Technicians, some of those Chinese radios, that reverse is hard to find. That TYT TH8600 Billy KO4NLK W1, what the heck, whatever your call sign is these days. He and I had a real hard time. I was trying to listen to him on reverse. On the Yaesu, it's just a button. On the TYT, it ain't just a button. Okay, is it to reduce power output, to increase power output, to listen on a repeater's input frequency, or D, to listen on a repeater's output frequency? Okay, what are the two components of a radio wave? Haha. Oh, Rob got a 58. Oh, snap. I mean, heck, for not studying, dude, that is real good. What are the two components of a radio wave? Is it impedance and reactance, voltage and current, electric and magnetic fields, or ionizing and non-ionizing radiation? Go Eddie, you almost can be a technician. Now Eddie is at this current time going to try to get his extra before July. So we will do an extra at the end from that pool that will expire on July 1st. Which of the following is an appropriate power supply rating for a typical 50-watt output mobile FM transceiver? Is it 24 volts at 4 amperes? Woo, that's 96 watts. 13.8 volts at 4 amperes. Ooh, I can't do that math in my head. 24 volts at 12 amperes. I'm picking C. So that's 288 watts. And 13.8 volts at 12 amperes. Let you figure that out. All right. What is equal to 500 milliwatts? So for milliwatts, milli is really means divide by 1,000 to get it back to watts. That is scientific notation. So if you learn your scientific notation for engineers, we only like multiples of 3. So you got milli, -3, micro, -6, nano, -9, pico, -12. And then on the positive side, we have kilo, which is 3, mega, which is 6. It goes higher than that if you're in computing, but we won't go there. Is it 0.02 watts? Is it 0.5 watts? Is it 5 watts or 50 watts? I'm picking C. We're almost through. What type of electrical component consists of conductive surfaces separated by an insulator? Is it a resistor, a potentiometer, or pot? Is it an oscillator? Remember, I'm picking C. Or capacitor. And question number 7. I'm trying to figure out what Christy has said. I got an 86 and oh yes, 86 it. Hey, pretty good. Oh, I was talking about dirty dishes, okay? In my defense, pot, dirty dishes is what you make your ramen in. Okay, what instrument would you use to measure electric potential? Go back to last week's live stream, and I talked about electric potential. An ammeter, a voltmeter, a wave meter, or an ohm meter? Okay. I think I might have got one right again. Oh, I got 2 by just picking C. Hot dog. All right. Okay, so let's get the stats. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, I'm just here to watch. No score. Eddie, 86. Sherilyn, 86. Ashley, 58. And I got a 29. Hot dog, I got a 29. So it looks like Sherilyn and Eddie are still in the lead. And I guess, Toby, you're here for... Come on now. You're here for emotional support, right? All right, we're moving on up into the general. It is 8:52. We're going to start a general exam. You're going to do W1RCP-38079. Well, the grinders, I'm not quite sure why yours doesn't show up. Really, I don't know why. That is strange. Maybe you broke my system. So, what'd you make? I didn't see you post your score, Christy. All right, so here we go. This is... No, you don't quit. No, absolutely not. Good one, Eddie. An 86. Okay, so wait, are you serious, Christy? If you got an 86, listen, I think you could probably almost take this exam and at least have a technician's license. I will pay you your fee. I will. Okay. General. Here we go. Eddie, some of these questions could be similar to what you might see on the extra. We'll go to it next. Okay, guys, I'm going to talk a little more about some of this. So, in my birdcage, man, Eddie, we could probably both donate a boofwang and still have a half a dozen laying around. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Rob, son, you can do it. Thank you, Toby, for rooting for Christy. On which HF or MF amateur bands are there portions where general class licenses cannot transmit? And it says on which, not are there, on which. There are. So is it 60, 30, 17, and 12? Is it 160, 60, 15, or 12? 80, 40, 20, or 15, or 80, 20, 15, and 10. Now, these are general class licenses, places, little sections where they cannot be. And after seeing the word meters 16 times, that is a weird looking word. All right, so always pick C, broski. I'm just picking C. Okay, here we go. Which of the following is true concerning access to frequencies? This one could start a fight. Lord knows. We talk about this one a lot. So, nets have priority. And I'm saying that as if it's the truth. QSOs in progress have priority. Except during emergencies, no amateur station has priority access to any frequency. Or, hey, Toby, got to love Got to love that little dinosaur eating that. Hey, Chris! Chris 84XO! Good evening, buddy. Or contest operations should yield to non-contest used to frequencies. Now, if you're just tuning in, remember, I'm always pick C tonight. Highway. Highway, how are ya? And, oh, nets have priority. Maybe we should force anybody who says that to retake this exam with that exact question. See? Did I take over a net? Oops. Okay, what effect does a sudden ionospheric disturbance have on the daytime ionospheric propagation? Again, this is current news right here. It enhances propagation on all HF frequencies. It disrupts signals on lower frequencies more than those on higher frequencies. It disrupts communications via satellite more than direct communications. None, because only areas on the night side of the Earth are affected. Okay, so daytime ionospheric propagation. What is the purpose of using a receive attenuator? Attenuators are kind of like silencers, if you didn't know, to prevent receiver overload from strong incoming signals, to reduce the transmitter power when driving a linear amplifier, to reduce power consumption when operating from batteries, or to reduce excessive audio level on strong signals. An attenuator. So from the peanut gallery, an attenuator is something that squishes a signal. I'm trying not to give the answers here. This is y'all's trivia, not mine. The last 5 episodes, I have tried to put the right answers up, but tonight, I'm over it. Squishes things, yo. It makes things quieter. That's the best I can say. It pays attention. Whew. Well, if an attenuator paid attention, I needed one in high school. What transformer turns ratio matches an antenna's 600 ohm feed point impedance to a 50 ohm coaxial cable? So this is a ratio because it says ratio. Is it 3.5 to 1? Is it 12 to 1? 24 to 1? Or 144 to 1? Thank God I'm only picking C. 70 laugh out loud. Is that your score? Does that mean I need to read faster? What are the operating points for a bipolar transistor used as a switch? Is it saturation and cutoff? The active region between cutoff and saturation? Peak and valley current points? Or enhancement and depletion modes? Yeah, the scores are getting worse as we go on because these are more difficult questions. Okay, what term specifies a filter's maximum ability to project signals outside its passband? Now, if you have seen some of my... never mind. Never mind. I haven't even been able to edit the video because there's so much of it, it crashes the app. Notch depth, roll-off, insertion loss, or ultimate rejection. That was what I got in high school. Which of the following phone emissions uses the narrowest band? Going back to that statement, you know what? My wife is supporting me in this venture, and the butterfly effect, I'm glad that I had the ultimate rejection in high school because I made out like a freaking bandit. Go ahead and put your throw up emojis in the chat. Which of the following phone emissions, there's your word, Christy, emissions, uses the narrowest bandwidth? False accusations. What? Which of the following phone emissions uses the narrowest bandwidth? Is it single sideband, vestigial sideband, phase modulation, or frequency modulation? It's vestigial. I hope these. I have not seen if the chat even goes to when this posts. So, well, oh Lord, this one might be a good one to look at later. What must be done to prevent standing waves on a feed line connected to an antenna? So prevent standing waves. The antenna feed point must be at DC ground potential. The feed line must be an odd number of electrical quarter wavelengths long. The feed line must be an even number of physical half wavelengths long. Remember, I'm always pick C. Well, the Grinders is a nurse, so she says vestigial is where it's your appendix and your tailbone are vestigial. Tailbone and appendix. It's out of my. Oh, how about them apples? The antenna feed point impedance must be matched to the characteristic impedance of the feed line. Eddie says I should pick D on the next round. So, okay. Which of the following is required for lightning? Hey, Toby, I know you had to leave or have to leave. Hey, thanks, Toby, for tuning in. Tell the pups and the hubby I said, hey, y'all have a good night. Which of the following is required for lightning protection ground rods? They must be bonded to all buried water and gas lines. Bends in ground wires must be made as close as possible to a right angle. Lightning rounds must be connected to all ungrounded wiring. Remember, I'm picking C. And they must be bonded together with all other grounds. So, we're about to find out. Bam! I scored a 20 just by picking C. And it was only the first two. That's great. That is great. Okay. Let's get the stats. Let's find out why the Grinder doesn't get included. Oh, she really gave up. So Eddie is definitely in the lead at this point. He has pulled ahead of Cheryl Lynn because Cheryl Lynn couldn't cheat anymore. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, Eddie. We're doing two of these. These are for you. We're doing the 2020 to Eliar. Hey, buddy. It's my buddy Eliar. We have known each other since we were in diapers in Jacksonville, Florida. Hey, buddy. I'm so glad to see you here tonight. All my friends are getting rowdy tonight. Cheryl Lynn, you better not, dadgummit. Oh, snap. Error, line 70. That is interesting. I'll have to investigate that error. Thank you for that feedback, Christy. Okay, so W1RCP-27781. Well, Eliar, since you're just tuning in, if you have access to a computer or hold on, I can't talk and type, and hamtesttrivia.com. If you'll go to /play.php, we're studying for amateur radio, Eliar, so if you want to join in, but hey, I'm glad you're here, bud. It's good to see you. We haven't talked in a long time, but let's go ahead And Eddie has said that I must pick D for all of these answers. Now, Eddie is studying for this exam right now. These questions are pulled from Extra, and they are off the chart, some of the most ridiculous questions that you will ever see. Yeah, it's summertime here, buddy. We won't be here next week. So we'll be doing this from a remote location. How do the control operator responsibilities of a station under automatic control differ from one under local control? So this is talking about control operators. There's local, and then there's automatic. There's also remote too. Okay, so under local control, there is no control operator. Under automatic control, the control operator is not required to be present at the control point. Under automatic control, there is no control operator. Under local control, a control operator is not required to be present at the control point. Now remember, Eddie is saying that I have to pick D. Is this letter D in sign language? Yep. Eddie, I don't think you've ever met my friend LER. I think the last time LER actually visited us was a hurricane a few years ago. They had to evacuate. We wound up going to Providence Canyon and hiking, and I think he carried baby Oliver. You carried Oliver, he carried Joe. Yeah, he carried Joe because he's a beast. He's a ninja. Okay, how can an APRS station be used to help support a public service communications activity? So if you got to think about APRS, if you don't know what APRS is, it's Automatic Position Reporting System. I have one in my Jeep that almost any time I'm in there, I'm listening for anybody that hits our local repeater and transmitting my current location at a certain interval. An APRS station with an emergency medical technician can automatically transmit medical data to the nearest hospital. APRS stations with general personnel that does say personnel instead of general personal scanners. That's interesting. I don't know if they meant that. Can automatically relay the participant numbers and time as they pass the checkpoints. An APRS station with a GPS unit can automatically transmit information to show a mobile station's position during the event. And all these choices are correct. Remember, I'm D. The trampoline's flip, so we ain't doing no flips on the trampoline. Plus, my back hurts. I'm getting old. What do Hepburn maps predict? What the hep? What is a Hepburn map? I have never heard of a Hepburn map. I'll read. What? Yeah, I might need to study. Sporadic E propagation. Locations of auroral reflecting zones. Likelihood of rain scatter along cold fronts or warm fronts, or probability of tropospheric propagation. I'm always pick D, but I'm going to tell you right now, I want to know what a Hepburn map is. So we're going to go over here and we're going to do us a quick Google search. Hot dog, there's your answer. Oh, I just gave you guys the dadgum answer. I have seen this before. Okay, boom, gone. Okay, that's for you, Cheryl Lynn. Which of the following reduces the likelihood of receiver desensitization? Oh, tongue twister. Okay. Thank you, the Grinders. You said the answer to Hepburn is D, but I just learned what it's called. It's a Hepburn map. Decrease the RF bandwidth of the receiver. So this is what reduces the likelihood of receiver desensitization. So what reduces it? See, the questions are even, you have to read these questions now. Decrease the RF bandwidth of the receiver. Raise the receiver intermodular free. I forget what IF stands for. I'm probably one of the dumbest extras on earth right now. Raise the receiver IF frequency. Increase the receiver front end gain. Or switch from fast AGC to slow AGC. Listen, I'm just going to say, I thought that Hepburn was because of Audrey. Okay? Why are short connections used at microwave frequencies? To increase neutralizing resistance. To reduce phase shift along the connection. To increase compensating capacitance. D, to reduce noise figure. So short connections at microwave frequencies. We're on question 6. Eddie, how you doing, buddy? 60%, huh? The core material. Which type of core material decreases inductance when inserted into a coil? Oh no. Ceramic, brass, ferrite, or powdered iron. What decreases the inductance? So you got to think about the permeability factor. Scientific. Permeability factor of those 4 things. What are and how they relate to air? Air is a 1. What are the major spectral impurity components of direct digital synthesizers? Major spectral impurity components. Well, good job, Cheryl Lynn. You might. Well, Eddie made a 60, so he's still in the lead out of all the rounds so far. Spectral impurity components. Is it broadband noise? Digital conversion noise, spurious signals at discrete frequencies, or the Nyquist limit noise. Now, I know what Nyquist is. Nyquist is a part of a folding frequency, and that is digital synthesizing, but major spectral impurity components of direct digital synthesizers. Nyquist limit noise. Honestly, I don't even think that's... Dang. Y'all are, like, battling tonight in the chat room. And I love it. Thank you. So, Christy says she made a 90. Did it give you error 70 again? What is the modulation index of an FM phone signal having the maximum frequency deviation of 3 kilohertz or 3000 hertz, either side of the carrier frequency, when the modulating frequency is 1000 hertz? The maximum frequency deviation. Is it 3.3, 3000, or 1000? Remember, Eddie told me I had to pick D. Okay, so I'm checking my phone because she did get 9 answers correct. You know what? I think Christy and Eddie are neck and neck here. Christy, you need to come to Moultrie the next time we do a test and take it. Why is RF attenuation used when direction finding? Okay, so for you local yokels that I asked to join, the Tifton Club is doing a fox hunt. Time to get those directional antennas ready. Billy, I don't know if you tuned in or not. Whiskey One, what the heck? But I told you to. Better get your kit put together or get it in the mail, buddy. To narrow the receiver bandwidth. Oh, no. Man, that just sucked the wind right out of my sail, Eddie. I don't want to go if I can't play with my buddy. Okay, why is RF attenuation used when direction finding? To compensate for isotropic directivity and the antenna effect of feed lines. To increase receiver sensitivity, or to prevent receiver overload, which reduces pattern nulls. Okay, so keep in mind, I'm always pick D. Which of the following injuries can result from using high-power UHF or microwave transmitters? Thank you. Thank you. I told them what time to be here and where. That's all right. I do the same thing, Eddie. I say I'm going to be somewhere and forget I have other pressing issues. Hearing loss caused by high voltage corona discharge. If you're real close, I guess. Hey, Billy! Dr. Billy is here. Blood clotting from the intense and magnetic field. Localized heating of the body from RF exposure in excess of the MPE limits. I think MPE stands for maximum personal exposure. Could be wrong and probably am. Ingestion of ozone gas from the cooling system. All right, guys. Straight up. Always pick D. And I still made a 20. Dang. All right, so let's see. Let's go to get the stats. Get results from session. Okay, so Christy made a 90. I'm starting to lose count. Magnetic, they will pull metal right out of your body or turn your pacemaker off. That is true. And there are magnetic and electric fields in a radio wave. And so, Eddie, one more, buddy. One more. Start new game. This is the 2020 to 2024 extra. Guys, if you will type in W1 RCP 71434. There you go. For those of you just tuning in, Billy, we are at http://ham.testrivia.com. And then I'm going to put the link. It's play.php, so you don't even have to look for the link when you go there. Okay, y'all ready? This is the last one for the night. It's been an absolute blast having you guys here. I see Eddie's in. Is anybody else going to play? Billy? I mean, I know you're an extra, but let's see what you got, buddy. That extra exam is a beast. 50 questions. You can only miss, I think, 9. What device are you playing on, Christy? An iPhone? Are you using Internet Explorer? Okay, here we go. For the last 10 minutes, I'm going to try to read one a minute because it's getting close to the end of our stream and it's been a blast. Which of the following describes authorization or licensing required when operating an amateur station aboard a U.S. registered vessel in international waters? Okay, well, you need to update Chrome maybe. I don't know. It could be JavaScript. It could be... I'll go look at the error. I'll fix it before next week. Give me something to do when I'm not editing videos. Any amateur license with the FCC Marine or Aircraft endorsement. Any FCC issued amateur license. Only general class or higher amateur license. And an unrestricted radio telephone operator permit. Okay, so should I always pick A, always pick B, C, or D? The first person to give me a letter, I'll go with it tonight. on this last one. I'll save that when you put it in the chat. What technique allows commercial analog... Okay. What technique allows commercial analog TV receivers to be used for fast scan TV operations on the 70 centimeter band? Technique. It's a technique. Transmitting on channel shared with cable TV. Using converted satellite TV dishes. Transmitting on the abandoned TV channel 2. Or using upper sideband and demodulating the signal with a computer sound card. So what technique allows commercial analog TV receivers to be used for fast scan TV operations on the 70 centimeter band? Okay, so Toby was the first one. She said go with B. You probably noticed while I was reading, I clicked B on the first one. We'll see what our results are. All right, what is the approximate maximum separation measured along the surface of the Earth between two stations communicating by EME, or Earth, Moon, Earth? So, is it 500, 2,000 miles, 5,000 miles, or 12,000 miles? I didn't read the rest of it because I just didn't. Okay, I know I got the answer wrong. Which of the following may reduce or eliminate intermodulation interference in a repeater caused by another transmitter operating in close proximity? Is it a bandpass filter in the feed line between the transmitter and receiver? A properly terminated circulator at the output of the repeater's transmitter? Flurf. Utilizing a Class C final amplifier. Utilizing a Class D final amplifier. Just keeping up a repeater in general is expensive. You're going to have to buy something for that. In what direction is the magnetic field oriented about a conductor in relation to the direction of electron flow? Eddie, this is called the right-hand rule, I think. Magnetic field. Okay, so is it in the same direction as the current? In a direction opposite to the current? In all directions, omnidirectional, or in a circle around the conductor? Right-hand rule. Direction of flow. It doesn't matter. It's called the right-hand rule, bro. Right-hand rule. It's just what it is. I know you're left-handed, but it's the right-hand rule. The left hand doesn't work. It's broken. Christy, if you're getting 80s on this junk, wow. That's all I got to say. You're ready. Okay, guys, question 6. It's 924. What term indicates the frequency at which the grounded base current gain of a transistor has decreased to 0.7 of the gain attainable at 1 kilohertz? This one. The swan broke this one. The right hand. What term indicates the frequency at which the grounded base current gain of a transistor has decreased to 0.7 of the gain attainable at 1 kilohertz? Is it a corner frequency? Is it the alpha rejection frequency, beta cutoff frequency, or alpha cutoff frequency? Lord knows. I'm glad you guys gave me a letter to go with, because this is hard. Yes, guys, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to W1RCP, subscribe to W1RCP. You can unclick the bell if you don't want to get any notifications. It's free, and it sure does help me out. Which of the following amplifier types reduces even order harmonics? Reduces even order harmonics. Is it push-push? Is it push-pull? Class C or Class AB? Even order harmonics. Okay, there you go. I click push-pull. We'll see if I'm right. What technique minimizes the bandwidth of a PSK 31 signal? Now, I do want to say that last week I said MFSK 32. That's probably not what I meant to say. What technique minimizes the bandwidth of a PSK 31 signal? Zero-sum character encoding, Reed-Solomon character encoding, use of sinusoidal data pulses, or use of a trapezoidal data pulse. So minimizing the bandwidth of PSK, so phase shift keying, phased shift keying. Alrighty, we're almost to the end. Where should a high Q loading coil, high Q means high quality, loading coil, be placed to minimize losses in a shortened vertical antenna? Is it near the center of the vertical radiator? As low as possible on the vertical radiator? As close to the transmitter as possible? Oh, I'm supposed to pick B. At a voltage node. So, a high Q loading coil. Eddie, new super antenna. Think about that. Billy, new super antenna. That's not your cat. Cucumber is not your cat. Okay, when evaluating RF exposure levels from your station at a neighbor's home, what must you do? Okay, so your station, but you're at your neighbor's house. If I'm at my neighbor's house, there's nothing being exposed, okay? Here we go. Ensure signals from your station are less than the controlled maximum permitted exposure. I told you I was wrong earlier. It's maximum permitted exposure. Ensure signals from your station are less than the uncontrolled MPE limits. Ensure your signals are less than the controlled MPE. If y'all can tell me what the difference is between A and C and B and D, I don't know why they haven't pulled this question. I do not see a difference in these. So signals from your station are less than the controlled maximum MPE. Less than the uncontrolled maximum MPE. Less than the controlled MPE, or less than the uncontrolled MPE. I'm going to click B. I'm not quite sure why this one has two of the same answers twice. It's very confusing, but that is straight from the NCVEC. So if we look this question up on the internet, you will see, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go ahead and submit. Wow, B, Toby, B actually had the hot, that has the highest number so far, I think, of correct answers. So I'm sure that that's not intentional, but transmitting on channels shared with cable TV. Really? I don't know a dang thing about fast scan TV. Never done it. Ain't too many people around to watch it. I knew this was the right answer. It's about half the distance. If they can both see the moon, then they can have communication. So 12,000 miles is for Earth, Moon, Earth. That, I mean, you can legit almost get the other side of the world. Circulator. Wow, I did not think I would get that right. So a circulator, whatever that is, at the output of the repeater's transmitter. Okay, because it's eliminating intermod caused by another. Who knew? In a circle around the conductor. So in a circle, that's how it radiates. But they actually spin this direction. It's pretty neat. I actually watched Star Talk with, why can't I ever remember Neil deGrasse Tyson's name, but he was talking about it the other day. I'm sure it was an old episode. That is the alpha cutoff frequency when the base is grounded. It's the alpha cutoff frequency. And push-pull was correct. The reason that I mean, of course, I had to choose B, but the reason that I knew that I had that one right, I used to build guitar amplifiers, and I built my first push-pull. And one of the sides turns off, and the other side turns on. And it actually has more odd order harmonics. So they're not even, they're odd. Let's see. Use of sinusoidal data pulses. That was pretty much going to be my PSK 31. A sine wave is pure. It's just that frequency. We learned that triangle waves are a sum of all the frequency, or the even frequencies or something, and a square wave is all of them. Thank you, thank you. This has turned into a medical journal tonight from the Grinders. Near the center of the vertical radiator. Now, Eddie, Billy, remember, on our super antenna, the bottom section is very similar to the top section, ignoring the center. That is the loading coil. And as you move it up and down, you adjust the frequency. So ensure signals from your station are less. I knew that that was going to be the right answer. So before we go, I'm going to name a winner tonight. It's between Eddie and Christy. And it looks like survey is in. Eddie is the winner tonight, even though he only made a 20. Okay, guys, we have had an excellent evening of trivia. And if you want to, for those of you that want to go to youtube.com/@ That's not an @ sign. That's not an @ sign. At W1RCP. Son of a gun, y'all. I'm not sitting at this table. It's actually a little bit higher. So you go to my channel. You can go to playlists. And I have a whole playlist for all of the exam studies. These are great if you just want to fall asleep to them. Turn the volume down and just let it go into your ears by osmosis. There are some other things. I have some product reviews, projects. I will tell you, the 40 meter, the 40-meter one of the Pixie that I built works. I made one contact with it. It needs some adjustments. But last night was not a good night for playing radio after dark. So there's also some Morse code stuff if you want to learn Morse code. And the Elecraft KX2 have got some projects. This is just sleepy time for me. I love to sleep. Okay, so you can check that out. You can also check out my link tree right here. And you can, again, return right back to YouTube. Or you can go to my website or my Instagram. And I also have some TikTok, Twitter, and I have an email up there. So if you guys need to contact me, that's a good way to do it. I appreciate... Eddie said, what's brown noise? It's like white noise, only it's brown. It has less high frequencies in it. Brown noise has less high frequencies in it, so it's a little darker sounding. It's more like a jet taking off instead of telling children to go shh. It's more like, and that might be a different one. So, hey, guys, appreciate everybody. I shouldn't have showed you that. Sorry. Everybody for tuning in tonight. You guys have a fantastic evening. Thank you so much. Next week. Then why did you ask the question? The grinders. Okay, so we're just messing around. Lots of folks here tonight. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. Thank you. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. We are going to go ahead and stop streaming, and we will catch you guys next Thursday. But before then, tomorrow, a new video drops. It's real short on cable management from one of our viewers. Good night. 73.